Good morning, everyone. Another new week has started. This week, continuing breaking down the stones on the bathroom floor. I've got to finish in the front of the street side, the entrance to the basement. What has changed? Oh yeah, this week is going to be hot. It's going to be 35 degrees. That's close to 100 Fahrenheit. So that means that the chicks, they gotta use the whole garden because the chicken coop behind me is almost in full sunlight in the afternoon, and that's just too hot. So they gotta use the whole garden to find places of shade. That means that I can't do too much. You going? That means that I can't use the whole garden in the afternoon, and that means that I have to find work inside the house or elsewhere, because it's just too dangerous to work with these guys walking around here freely. I got a new roommate, Muffins. She's staying in the little house with me because she's just not fully recovered yet from the full anesthesia and from her surgery. She's got a bit of gore sticking out of her side, and these two savages, they were picking at it and trying to pull it off. And we can't have that. So Muffins has been staying with me in the house over the weekend, and that's been going good. The only problem is that birds are incontinent, so I'm constantly wiping and mopping the floor. But hopefully that's not forever. So let's get started. Remember a few episodes back where we were using this water dispenser for the chicks, and it started giving off this strange color in the water when I added the antibiotics. This is what it looks now. Galvanized water thingy. Galvanized water dispenser, all rusty. So people, be aware. You coming to have a look how the sick one is? Well, thank you for coming by. Muffin is getting better. That's a charging cable for a phone. Maybe Muffin can come out tomorrow. We need to see how things are going.
Trust me, my book is the coolest collectible.
None of which you understand, because you are a chicken.
Muffins was doing really great yesterday. Really great, back into full swing. And this morning I opened up the little coop door, and she's no more. Oh, sweetie. Let's take her out and see what happened. This is not a good day. Oh, my darling. This is not a good day. And I have been preparing for this mentally, you know. I've always kept in the back of my mind that this could happen. Because she's always been a bit weaker than the others. Oh, sweetie, you were sitting on my neck last night. She climbed on my neck. She rarely does that. She sits on my lap, but she climbed on my neck. And she just passed away last night. I'm gonna make a little. I'm gonna make a little box and bury her. Yeah. And it sounds so... It's so crazy because I myself have been responsible for the deaths of hundreds of chickens in my life while I was still eating chicken. But then, you know, my little friend died and I'm so upset. She was doing really well. She stayed in the house with me for 3 days and 3 nights, and she was really getting better. And yesterday she went out on her own and started foraging for food and doing all the things she would normally do, and she was looking like she was really on the mend, you know, hanging out with the other chicks. And last night was very special. Normally I go out around 8 o'clock and they really want to sit on me they wait in front of the door for me to come out, and then we sit together and they sit on my arms and on my shoulders and for like half an hour until I've got enough of it. And then shortly after they went in, and I saw it on my security camera, they all went in. And I closed the coop door, and yeah, everything was fine. And this morning I didn't see her around. I went to check. Apparently I think she died in her sleep. Her eyes are closed. She's sitting like she normally sat. I think we've done everything we could. Been 3 times to the doctor. She had surgery once. We were going this Friday again for a second surgery. But she's always been a bit weaker than the others. She didn't grow as fast, and she didn't really look after herself that good. Oh, my schatje. Oh, my little baby. I was prepared for this. I mean, you always know this is an option, right? That they pass away. And especially with the surgery, with the general anesthetic last week. It's always a question whether they make it or how they make it. But she was doing fine. Oh, my schatje. Oh. Nadia told me not to put her in a box. We've done all we could, and I'm sure she was happy here, you know. I mean, they got everything, the chickens here. But it's a sad day, really. And this is also some reason why I was always very hesitant in having pets, because you know that they die and that you'll survive them. So you're always going to have to deal with the death of a pet, you know. But then not to do that because of, you know, the grief, the sadness that you're going to experience. It's also something, huh? But you know, at least I won't eat chicken anymore. That's over. Yeah, that's Muffin's down there, her little grave. One down. No more Muffin. This is not a good day. This is really not a good day. How are you? Making yourself beautiful. So I've made the hatches for the cellar entrance out of plywood, and the reason that I've chosen plywood is because it's very strong, it's easy to work with, it's all straight, and it does not contract or expand too much relating to temperature or humidity. The only downside of plywood is because it's several layers put on top of each other, you always get an end grain. Everywhere there's an end grain. So, and that end grain that sucks in water. So it's really important to seal off that end grain. And normally I would have used an epoxy, especially the West system. I used to work with a lot while I was still in boat building. But because it's really expensive and I don't need that much, I bought a cheaper polyester. I've never really worked with polyester, always with epoxies, but this should work fine. I noticed that the polyester is still sticky. I put it on yesterday. That means that I probably did not put enough hardener in it. But as the sun will be shining on it, I think it will cure today. It's going to be extremely hot. I think temperatures of 38 degrees centigrade are predicted. That's well over 100 Fahrenheit. So yeah, I mean, I'm just going to put on another layer on the parts that I didn't reach yesterday, and then let it all bake out here in the sun, and then tomorrow we can start painting it. Now, the paint that I have in the right color of our house, as is set out by the local council, might not be sticking onto the polyester. So I might have to use a primer coat in between. First a primer coat and then the top coat. But we'll try that out tomorrow. I'm just gonna put on a second coat, especially on the parts where I haven't been yet, and then let this sit out for the day. You see that I have routed these grooves just to get an indication or an idea that it's plank wood, traditional. I think it just looks better. Just quickly slapping on a second coat, and I'll do a third coat once everything is installed. 2 coats should be enough, basically. By the way, if you are working or living in France and painting, I have really good results with this brand, Ripollin Extreme Bois. It's just one coat, and that's a primer coat in and a top coat in one, and it just covers it. It's just really good stuff. I screwed up. Need to patch him up. So the entrance to the cave is basically finished. I have just put on a last coat of rendering. It's white cement rendering, and that needs to cure, and then the color will be the same as the old one. I've installed hooks to keep the doors open and a little handle to lift the door. So yeah, I'm quite happy. It'll do the job. It'll keep the weather out of the cellar. So we can next week start installing the lights. That would be nice. So, and we have arrived at the end of this 47th vlog. A lot has happened this week. I've worked on some projects that I really wanted to work on to almost completion. The hatches, the entrance to the cellar. There were a lot of emotions in this vlog, and I appreciate that in certain cultures it's frowned upon to show so much emotion. Seeing a grown man cry can really inconvenience people. But I've decided to leave that footage in this vlog purely because everything you see is real. Nothing is staged, nothing is scripted. It's just me working on my project, and that was my last week. So thank you very much for watching all the way to the end. Thank you very much for subscribing, for liking, for commenting. A big thank you for all the people who've responded to my blog post on YouTube this week. Thank you for the support. Also, if you want to show your appreciation to the channel and keep this channel alive, you can always buy me a coffee via the link below or in the description. So that's it from me for now. See you all next week.